Hi everyone. I'm here today to share an item that I've been working on lately. Those of you who follow me on Instagram have seen a couple of my posts where I'm showing some of the progress on this. What I have is a little vintage style journal, and this is one of those that I make with a 6x9 envelope. So this is the flap that typically will close the envelope, and I just folded it over the front. I actually extended the flap just a little bit so that I could have room to fold it over. But I wanted to show you guys what it looks like. This is a piece of gingham fabric that I coffee stained, I think, a long time back now. It has very little fragrance, if any. There's an eyelet in the flap right here to keep that secure, to keep it from pulling through. So the cover is fabric. This is fabric here, and then on the inside is that burlap tissue paper that you guys have seen me use. And then I've got a clear pocket also on the inside cover, and that's where these little tags are going. These are handmade by me, and each one of the journals will have a tag similar to this, but the little bird will be different, or could be different. Some of them are the same, some of them are different. So just to let you know that. And there's a little coffee stained fabric here, as well as some netting. I think you can see the netting there. Makes it really fun. And so that's there, and you can journal on the back side or do whatever you like. Okay, this is one of those little bags, and I've got a little tiny envelope stuck inside the bag there, and this little envelope has a tiny little clip on it, one of those itty bitty ones. And inside the envelope is just a bunch of real tiny ephemera that you can use inside your journal. Page tabs and tags and labels and little tickets and things like that. So that's on the inside. I will clip all this back in a minute. And then there's some book pages. This one I lined with some washi. And I did not decorate this entire journal. I'm leaving a lot of it for you guys to do in the way that you want to do it. But I did clip in some papers and things. So for instance, on this page, I didn't glue anything down, right? But I clipped some papers for you to use. And these might vary, you know, from journal to journal, but they're all very similar. Okay, and then on the back side is another sheet of paper and also a piece of fabric. So this one is fabric, and the fabrics will differ from journal to journal as well. A little tiny notebook type paper. This is a tea stained paper, and I made a little cluster here with washi sticker and label. This is some washi tape here. Little tiny tags. I mean, very tiny. Okay, and then over here on this page, I sewed on a little paper ruffle. I guess I am kind of far away. Let me bring you in a little bit closer. Okay, let's try this. This is a little closer. So I made a paper ruffle, and I sewed it onto the edge of this page, okay? So you can see the stitching on the back and the stitching here. And then there's a couple of papers, a little receipt, and little faux postcards, or they're probably copies of original vintage postcards from back in the day. And I just decided to stick that right under the edge of the ruffle. I didn't intend that when I made that ruffle. I didn't intend it to be a tuck spot, but it turned out to be a pretty good one. So that's what I did. Okay, and then this is one of my little scrappy borders that I stitched on. And actually I stitched it together, but it's actually glued on with double-sided tape. All right, and then on this page, it's got some cool coffee staining. And I made a little cluster that I glued on as a tuck spot. So there's a couple of little papers that tuck down inside there, and you guys can decide how you want to use these papers. You can use them in any way you want to. I just thought it would be fun to include them throughout the book so that you get a feel for what the book could kind of look like, you know. So this is another notepad paper, really cute with a little bee, and I stenciled a little bit on this one very lightly so that it could still be written on and you could still read, you know, writing and everything. There's a little washi stamp in the corner here, a little tiny one. And then on this paper, I folded it up so that it makes a pocket. All right, and I decided to put some of the bird washi that I have and some scrapbook paper here. And that's the inside of that page. So there's plenty of writing space, or not. If you are not the type that wants to write in a journal, that's perfectly fine. Just decorate it, you know. This is a tag that I made from a manila file folder. And I just decorated the edge here and folded it over to the inside. And this is a fabric little tab on the end that I stitched on with some messy stitching. Just looks so fun, and it gives it an old look when it's messy like that too. The journal is sewn together with a pamphlet stitch, but I just went ahead and, I mean, it's completely knotted, but I left the strings long for anybody who wants to decorate the ends of the string. You know how sometimes we'll stick some little beads or whatever on the end, but I decided to just loop it into a little bow in the meantime, just to keep it up and out of the way. And then you can do whatever you want to with that thread. You can cut it off if you want to. All right, so here's the other side of that writing paper and the other side of the pocket. And I did tuck in one of my little bird tags that I just loved. I had done this on a guest check with some napkins and other embellishments and loved it. So I scanned it and printed it out in a little bit smaller size than the original. And it's just adorable. Sometimes things are just so cute when they're tiny. I just love little miniature things. Okay, here's the other side of that paper that I stenciled on, and there's another stamp. And this one is that coffee stained paper that I've added just a few little papers for you to have fun with. Nothing more than that, just totally for your enjoyment. Here's another page that I added just a touch of washi tape on the edge, just for fun, and to bring a tiny bit of color here and there on the page, so it wouldn't be as plain. And then, of course, you can do whatever you want there. You can cover up the washi if you want to. Okay, on this one, this page was folded, and so I covered it in some scrapbook paper here that I punched with a scallop punch, and then I attached this little key stamp on this brown shipping paper, and I sewed it to the cardstock piece. I believe it's the way it was. Yeah, because this is not stitched. So I sewed it to the cardstock, and then added a little label and a flower, and then tucked in a little torn bit that can be written on or made into whatever you want to make it into. So I just thought that was a fun little page. I love how it looks next to the page behind it too, which wasn't intended. It just worked out to match it beautifully, and it looks really nice. I love those things that aren't planned. Okay, so this is that tea-stained paper, and it's got a piece of washi tape here. This is the Tim Holtz washi, and it's covered in tickets, all these different little tickets, right? So then I put a ticket, I clipped a ticket on here, which is actually a sticker. So this can be peeled and stuck down. It's nice, you know, sturdy ticket here, and then you can just peel off the backing and you got a sticker. So that's kind of fun. And I thought that would look really cute on that page with all the tickets. Not that it has to stay there. Okay, so on the other side, I've clipped another really pretty piece of paper that you can use to decorate. You can tear these papers up, you can stick them down whole, anything you want to do. This is just a journal to have fun in. So the other piece of that little note paper, And this is just that lined paper that you had seen previously on the other side of the signature. And then the other side of the clip is holding another piece of really nice vintagey look paper. So cool. And then on this side, I just have clipped on a tag, a couple of tags actually. And this was, I made these at the same time I made those little birdie tags that you saw in the front of the journal. And then it's clipped on with one of those tiny paper clips that's got a tiny little leaf charm on it. It's hard to see it there. It's so little, I'm afraid it's going to fall out of my hands. Anyway, I'll clip that back in just a minute. All right, and then on this side of the bag, I attached a beautiful little tag. I love this tag, so pretty. And it was a store-bought tag. And then I just attached it with some washi at the bottom. And that way you can continue to embellish the side of the bag if you want. And you can also journal or put photos or whatever you want to on the back side. So I thought that worked out really fun. And then I signed it on the back. And then on the inside here is a little glassine pouch that I decorated with a clear sticker. I love how that looks on a glassine bag, so cool. And inside it's got some more of the fun papers and tickets. Let's see if I can grab hold of it here. Okay, so we've got, you know, little tickets and different little ephemeras and papers. Here's a vellum paper, some more just vintagey papers, and it's just full of fun. Just stuff that you can use to play in this journal or any other journal you have. It doesn't have to be in this journal. It's just some little extras for you to enjoy. So that's what I have, guys. And I wanted to mention that I only have a few of these. I've got 9 total. Okay, it's kind of close right now to see, but they're all there. Okay, so the majority of them have this teal closure. And when I ran out of that, I moved on to my green that I had also stained. So it has a vintagey look as well. So I have 3 of these with the green ribbon or closure tie, and then I have 6 with the blue. So when you go to my Etsy store, there will be a drop-down box for you to choose which color of the closure you'd like. And I just wanted to make you guys aware that they are going to be in my Etsy store at the time this video is published. So you'll be able to go there and check them out. So thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. And as always, I appreciate all of your watching, comments, and shares, and views, and subscriptions, and purchases, and any of the ways that you support me. I appreciate it so much. So we will see you again soon in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.